everyone, and welcome back to Wicked Art. It's Wicked here, and it is Fun Draw Friday. So that means we're gonna have some fun today and just draw whatever. So I figured today, I haven't done Dragon Ball in a while, so I figured we'd do a Dragon Ball character today. I should say Dragon Ball Z. And we are gonna do Majin Buu, or Kid Buu. So I'm just gonna start with a kind of like an arch here. Okay. And then from there, we're going to just kind of come out. Draw that down. And then same on this side. I'm going to come out. Draw that down from there. So we can use this point right here to help us get the face in. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to come out. And with Dragon Ball, it's all about the line work. So let's see, let's go. And meet ourselves in the middle, and then we'll kind of split it like that. And get ourselves a nice little brow shape there. And we'll do it that way as well. Okay. And then we're just going to get like a central line here. We'll do another one right there. Okay. Then I'm going to come out just a little bit from here. I'm going to kind of arch back. And get our eye shape. And we're going to do the same thing right down here. Come right off the corner, kind of arch it, and get my eye shape in there. Now I'm just going to draw a little circle here. Then I'm going to come over here and we're going to do the same thing like that. And Majin Buu's inner eye is just black, so I'm just going to fill that in. Now, remember, if you want to color this afterwards, make sure if I do any of the shading and stuff that you kind of work around that and try to shade with your colors. But I'm going to do everything in pencil. Okay. So now we have a basic eye shape in. I can come in here and we can start working the face. Let's see, we'll come down from here. And as we reach the center portion, we're going to kind of turn the chin and go back out that way. So I'm going to go ahead while I'm in here. I'm just going to go ahead and refine my line work just so I don't have to do it later. Again, you can clean up any of that sketchiness that's around your image. Okay, now we do want to get a little kind of ear hole shape right here. And we're going to just fill that in black as well. And come over here to this side. and do the same thing. Okay, so I can kind of refine that. All right, and then for the mouth, I'll just give him that usual mean mug look that he gives. He's just kind of staring at people like you annoy me kind of thing. Okay, a little bit of the corner of the mouth. And then right in here, we're going to do little nose wrinkles like that. Okay. And then we're going to do his little head whip looking thing that he's got. Let's kind of sketch that out for now. And then we'll kind of keep it close here at the beginning. And just have that spread out from there. So now I can get rid of this part right here in the center. So I can go ahead and refine. So I like the way that looks. And again, you can clean up any of the sketchy lines that you have outside of there. And put the little holes on his head, at least the ones that we can see. That, and I can refine that part there. Just clean that up. Okay, so now we have ourselves a nice little head. Next thing I want to do is I want to kind of have him like getting ready to shoot an energy ball. And I'm basing off of what I saw in an episode that I went back and watched recently. So we're going to start with his little wrist guard here. What that'll allow us to do is to get some foreshortening going. And with Majin Buu's fingers, it's kind of, since it's the Kid Buu, it's more along the short and stubbier kind of shape. So we'll take it from here and kind of round down this way. And we'll kind of run off with the thumb. Get a nice thumb shape in there. Run off another line. And then just kind of curve that in. And then the rest we can just kind of mirror draw. So I want to kind of go back and forth. So like from here, I want to kind of turn and go out. Get me another finger in here. Like that. And again, we can put like a little extra line here for the finger. just curve that down that way. And we'll come out with another finger. Gonna turn that in. Like that. Bring it a little bit closer. Like right there. Okay, and then off like this middle section here, we're going to bend the pinky down. Again, we want to get that extra line. Just kind of have that turn in there. And we can adjust like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in like a stand-in energy orb. Okay, so he's going to get ready to shoot a little energy blast. So we're going to kind of refine that. Like that. Okay, and then we can get the rest of the wrist guard here. Okay, now what we're going to do is just to make our lives easier is I'm going to go ahead and fill this in black. If you want to take a colored pencil if you're coloring, or a marker, just be careful with it. But we're going to go ahead and when we get to parts that are black, just like we did with the eyes and the holes in the head, we're going to go ahead and fill those in. Again, just so I can see where that separation is. And we'll just continue that down. It doesn't have to be perfectly filled in, you know, just enough that people know that it's supposed to be black. All right, and then put like a little hump for the shoulder there. Okay, and then off the chin, a little bit of muscle detail coming out from underneath. All right, so let's come to the other side here. Let's start sketching out our shoulder shapes. Start piecing in different areas that we know we can use as landmarks, like the chest. And we can come in and try to get bicep shape in here, which we're going to have to adjust the shoulders. But that's why we work on like this. It's just so I can see where things are. Okay, so we'll say it comes down this way more. Give ourselves a couple lines for reference for the bicep. And we can kind of take that out. that way there. So let's redo this shoulder. Kind of take that out. And curve that in that way. Again, we could get a little bit the collar here, some shoulder. Okay. Same thing down here with the arm. We have a reference point here with the chest, so let's take this out. And we can just use that. We can kind of curve that down and start working our body. So I want to kind of do the same thing on this side. That little bit of a turn in there. We want him to look like he's kind of tilted to the side, so we're going to have like a slight bend in the abdomen area. So we can kind of curve this that way and have that round up like that. And we can kind of just turn that way with the body. Okay, we can just draw a simple line for the abs. He doesn't have like super defined abs because he's a putty boy. Basically like Play-Doh. Alright, so we got the body built up there. We add one more line in right there. And it should be okay. Alright, next thing I want to do is we want to get this forearm right here. Like that. And then we'll go into his wrist guard here. Get that top layer first. Like that. Okay. And we can kind of curve that down. Turn it out. We'll take this one, we'll go kind of straight with it first. And then arch that down like that, because it kind of starts to cover his hand a little bit. Okay. So again, we want this to be black, right? But we can add a little detail to it to make it look like it has a glare to it. So what we'll do is just fill in the two halves and leave the one part white. And that'll make it look like it has the glare on there. So again, if you're using color pencils or whatever, and this is the point where you want to start coloring it, because you don't want to fill this in black and then try to color over it. Again, that's up to you. Let's go ahead and fill that in. Okay, before I forget, let's go ahead and do the holes. that we should be able to see. On the side of the arm, right there. Okay. Now, before we go any further with the hand, let's go ahead, curve this down. We want to kind of round it. Okay, so we can refine those lines. Then right in here, we can just kind of curve out. On both sides there. And then we want to get that M shape, so we're going to kind of curve out on the sides like this. Okay, so we got ourselves our little M in there. Now this part is black as well. So we can just fill that in. And get this other side. Now the reason why we're not doing the glare on here is because it's just a normal, cloth-like material for the waistband on his pants. Okay, so let's bring out the rest of the pants. That, and put a little curve to it, and we'll come out to there. The other part will just connect past the hand. Okay, we have that traditional Dragon Ball line work that comes off the pants. I'll just kind of do the same thing there. And we can kind of turn that around right in there. We probably have like a line in there, but that's not important. We're not going to go, I don't have any more space down here. So let's go get our thumb. And go into our fingers here. So we want our middle finger to be a little bit longer. And we're just doing like kind of a resting shape. But this one we're going to kind of put a slight bend to. Go that way. And then with the pants, we can just kind of come down like that. Let's bring the thumb out just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more shape. Okay, so that's the foundation anyway of what we're going for. But now let's make it pop, right? Let's start adding in some shading. So let's go ahead and lightly press down on your paper. Okay, and this is just going to be your basic form of shading. Nothing too fancy, just keeping with that kind of like a cell shaded look to it. So since this whole side is going to kind of be blocked off from where it's bending over at, we're just going to fill that in. Okay, so you can see how it's giving us a nice little rounded edge. We can go here above little eyebrow blends and add a little shading there. And we can kind of go back this way for now. And we'll just lightly shade that in as well. Okay, then we can shade this lower part of the brow right here. Again, just to give our face a little bit more depth to it. Okay, and then we can do like just a simple follow the shape of the face. Like that. And then we want to kind of do the opposite because our face is kind of blocking over here. So we want to kind of leave a little bit open. On the outer portion there. Okay, if you wanted to, you could put a tiny bit on the corners of the mouth. Definitely like here underneath the chin. You get a small portion right there. And again, that'll just help bring out the face. Since all of this is being blocked, let's go ahead and refine that line. I'm going to miss most of the shoulder here. So we got to kind of think about how the light from our energy ball is going to be hitting us. So to a point, we'll have a lot of shading being done on the body. So we just lightly shade that in. And just work our way over. Again, I want to make sure though that my chin line works nice and refined so it doesn't fade on me. And then we can kind of come down here. Just another little reflective shape. Just shade that in. Like I said, this is by no means like proper realistic shading. It's just cell shading like you would see on the cartoon. So it's just an easy fill-in process. Again, you can make sure that your lines are refined just so that they don't disappear when you shade over them. Okay, I want to get a little bit of reflection here. I should say more of like a light cast. Just fill in this back area. Okay, and again, just make sure we refine some of those lines just so that we can see it within the shading itself. Okay, now we want to come down here into the body, add a little bit right here, and definitely like come from under the chest. And we'll have a slight bit of shading on the abdomen right here. And then for the rest of it, want maybe a slight reflection. Just to kind of break it up a little. And we'll just fill in this whole back area. Like that, and go from here. Let's just add another curve down. And we'll just shade that in. Like that. Okay, now you can pick different points on your pants. Since they're white pants, we don't need to see a ton of shading. Just enough. give us that feel that we're looking for. Again, we want to keep true to this right side, kind of having more of the shadow on it. So we can just take the rest of the pants anyway. And we can kind of take it and just fill that in. Because I'm at the bottom, it's not disappearing. You can see everything you need to see. I'm at the very bottom of my sketchbook right now. Again, just kind of bring back any of the lines that you may have lost or that are unrefined. So like right in here on the thumb, you'll bring out a little shading and then go down into the knuckle right here. Again, make sure you bring back those lines as you go. And this whole back side of the hand right here can get shaded in. Again, I'm going to refine now, so I can make sure we see those lines clearly. And then this back side of the finger here. That. Again, just bring back any of the lines that might fade from it. Okay? So it takes care of the body. Now we just have to finish off the hands. So yes, even though there's light shining, we should still see a little bit of shadow up here on the fingers. We'll just fill those in to a point. Again, I'm just going nice and light gray color in here. Okay. Same thing with the under part here. I'm going to get kind of blocked by our hand and stuff anyway. So we can just fill that in. And we're trying to keep the shadows away from our energy orb here. So we want to kind of switch on this side. Right? And we want to do the same right inside here. Okay. Now, we got one final step, and we're all done. Okay. Y'all know me. I like to thicken up my edge, which, in most manga anyway, have a little bit of thicker line work in certain areas anyway. Okay. Now, I don't have to do it as much right in here because that's already black. And I can just move on to the fingers. And essentially all I'm doing is going around and thickening my line work. Okay. So while I got you here, if you've liked what you've seen so far and you want to see more, leave me a comment. Help guide me to give you what you want to see on this channel. Or if you like that I just draw random stuff, let me know that too. Hey man, just keep it random. Subscribe if you want to stay and learn some more on how to draw. We got all kinds of videos. Like, share, favorite, you know, whatever you want to do, it's fine with me. But dropping a like on a comment and subscribing will obviously really help the channel continue to grow and continue to expand and give me more ideas on what to do. So we'll leave it at that. But yeah, as you can see as I'm going around, look at what the thickening of the line is doing to the image. Now, would I do this to every piece of artwork I do? No. Not things that I would usually add more of like realism to or things like that. Just mostly my cartooning styles. Like even in my comic books, I don't always do this stuff. Just depends on the style I'm going for. But it does really make it stick out and pop off from the page. So it's something you could start adding to your own artwork, if you so choose. That's the great thing about art, is it's subjective. You may think my art looks ugly, and somebody else may think it looks wonderful. That's the great thing about art. We don't have to worry about what other people think about it, unless that's just something you want to do. But you can just have fun creating. Not everyone has to be a winner. The only thing I would tell you is finish what you start. Don't ever just leave something not complete. But that's gonna do it. Wow. Like I forgot how to do my signature or something. That's gonna do it though for our Fun Draw Friday. Like I said, if you like what you saw, please think about subscribing. Please think about leaving a comment and let me know what you think. Other than that, have a wonderful rest of your Friday, a great weekend, and until next time, keep sketching, and I will see you in the next video. All right? Bye.